do some gratitudes, as is our thing. So Jimmy, what's going on? You're like just having a little breaky break in the winter wonderland situation over there or something?
Yeah, I mean winter's here. So we've had a second Black Swan event this year, which we haven't really talked about until last week. If you missed it, check out our episode with Chen because we talked about that quite a lot. And
I think that was only like 2 days ago.
2 days ago, but
Or
it's
was it
crypto
yesterday?
things.
Yeah, that's like a month in crypto time. To everyone dropping conspiracy theories, I saw like that BitBoy crypto like just connecting. Apparently we're just now giving Ukraine $40 billion in aid. We've been doing that the entire time, but he's like, we're doing that so that we can launder $200 million worth of donation money or something because fuck Biden. I'm like, that is among the dumbest collection of stupid ideas that I've ever seen put together. And the really depressing thing is like everybody is in his sphere feed is like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. It's just like, no evidence, no connecting tissue whatsoever, but dumb clown on the internet says it, so it must be true. Anyway, I had a little moment. I haven't really slept.
No, but like it's interesting. Like we're all plugged into cable now up here as well, so we get the same thing as you guys down there, probably, right? But like there was a time, and I think Canada has a bylaw that you can't outright like lie, right? You can't just outright lie,
right? That's why Fox News had to leave Canada,
right?
Because the ombudsman would basically charge them $1 million a day for lies that they didn't correct, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we can't." And even when they got sued by the voting machine company down here in the States for like $1 billion or something like that, you know what they said? This is their actual legal argument. We're not news. We're entertainment. Now, we're called Fox News, and that's good enough for the dummies who just want to like stick lies in their mouth all day long. It's deeply frustrating.
Well, it's interesting, right? Like, because if you flip it onto a crypto level, you've got library out there. They're kind of screaming right now, and I get it. They want to go back to like pre-regulation. This is crypto. This is pre-regulation. There shouldn't be anything. And like, you pair that with the two biggest events that just kind of happened this year that took the crypto market to its knees,
right? Well, and both of them centralized, right?
Regulation. Ever want to go mainstream? If we ever want to use it mainstream, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to go through that fucking red tape because nobody's gonna trust this shit when some.
But I wonder, like, so the main thing is like
them, and there's no balance sheets that prove it.
Like, well, the thing is like if it's a centralized exchange, it's not crypto, right? Like, and that's where the problems have generally been. Now there've been, I think some huge problems with bridges. There's been some huge problems with DeFi. Those are at the smart contract level. You can get hacked. That's sort of a human error thing or whatever. But the biggest problems that we're having in the industry are where people are doing crypto-y stuff, but doing it in a legacy kind of Web 2 financial district kind of way. Yeah. And I mean, the sad thing is like, the one thing we would want to see is, if there's going to be regulation, it should be applied evenly. And we're definitely not seeing that, right? Like I didn't read it, but like the puff piece on SBF or whatever in the New York Times, it's just clearly like, guys, come on. It just, I'm all for supporting people that try hard things and fail, but like he tried hard things and then like wrote in a backdoor piece of code so he could lie to his investors. Like that's like, that's like, that doesn't seem defensible to me. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot going on in the news. We chatted about it with Chan yesterday, and that conversation was fantastic. If you guys haven't seen it, I kind of recommend it. We sort of go down the rabbit hole, but Jimmy and I wanted to come on and do a hello and walk through some excuse me, some DAO votes that kind of went through. They actually went through with like really low turnout. I didn't even get a chance to vote on some of them. I abstained on the pre-proposals, but there's some pretty important stuff in there. So I guess we could get to that in a minute. Jimmy, is there anything else that is going on in your life that you want to share before we dig into the stuff?
Now you got me confused. Is there something going on in my life that I need to share?
I don't know. Just I'm trying to like. It's been a while since it's just been you and me. Like we can talk about whatever we want.
Right? I'm in Canada. It's quite an interesting place to be. I'm in the country, as you can see. There's like snow behind me. It's kind of where I grew up. You know, and it's interesting to be here after 2 decades, right? Like it's kind of, I kind of forgot and then remembered a lot of shit, right? And reminds me of crypto as well, right? Like I
Yeah.
remembered a lot of shit from the last bear market too, right? Like, and it's like, okay.
Yep. All right. Well, today I'm grateful for NASA. We watched the Artemis launch yesterday. That giant pile of duct tape together old pieces from the the shuttle and Apollo program. They got it off the ground though. It was the biggest rocket that has ever been launched by mankind, which was pretty nuts. It was a privilege to be 7 miles away, and that was really fun. Honestly, grateful for you, Jimmy. I'm glad we get to do this right now, and I'm grateful for the Lord of MT, Mr. Gary. We had another tech demo privately for the staff sort of team or whatever. Still a little bit early for public consumption, but you know what we thought we were going to be able to do with Mind Test. I think I was not aware of just how much it's going to be pretty spectacular. So I'm excited about that. Jimmy, what are you grateful for?
Yeah, I'm grateful for you, Corey.
No. Okay.
Mm.
I mean, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong.
No, I mean it's we hit the bull market hard, right? Like we really did. And I'm glad that we
when
did.
it was time to work, we fricking put in all
we were
of the
online
hours.
every day, and we had like amazing, incredible guests, right? Like there is a really interesting conversation over in one of our Discord channels talking about, you know, play to earn, like PDE games, and it's like, is anyone doing it in the bear market, right? And like I'm thinking, I don't know if anyone who really is. Like there's a few mining things, but like other than that, there's not that much going on in the crypto scene. But what I do see is a lot of
I haven't looked at
projects building crazy shit.
Right?
Right?
I haven't looked at the Axie Infinity volume, but I'm sure it's still ludicrous.
Really?
Right? It's like it's not in the news every day, but yeah, they're not gone.
Right.
And what is it? It's not League of Legends. What's the Splinterlands? I'm sure their volume is still pretty good too. Splinterlands, the token, buddy of mine on Facebook is one of the guys that did a bunch of art for them. Yeah, so they're doing good. So like they're around, right? I mean, Alien Worlds is still like they're with their
that's
DAOs.
what I mean.
They're pumping like
that are like the ones that are around that are quietly building. Like that's insane,
yeah,
right? Like, you know, quite a few, right? Like on a bunch of chains, right? Like another one that I think you guys should all plug into as well is like over there at Meta Collect, right? Like what they're building with their little, you know, it's going to be like a little art showcase that you can, you know, bid up NFTs in a kind of
I know that
voice kind of way, and it's really cool. And
I haven't seen what they're doing.
Awesome. Most people haven't. Yeah, I get to see it a little bit when I do a show here and there with
what?
Did I cut out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do. I still do a show over on the usually on the writer Discord.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Awesome sauce.
All right, the other thing that's going on is there's some crazy shit happening in the EOS again. Like that, some really interesting things, right? Like Pomelo season 4 is up for grabs. So if you're doing a project of like noteworthy, has some benefit towards the community, then you can put your Pomelo pitch up. You can go up for the grant, the fourth one, the last one of the year. But like also, EOS Network Foundation just voted back basically the worker proposal funds. So like anyone building on EOS has the potential to like get, you know, some EOS to build. I'm kind of curious to see how that goes down, because, you know, like EOS Nation, they were back in the day played a big role in the work a proposal system alongside a few other great block producers, right? So I'm wondering if they're gonna bring back that model, right? And if they bring back that model, it's gonna be really cool because there's like checkpoints and balances along the way, and I'm excited to see what happens when we come out of this bear. Which my best friend that I had for a really long time believes that we're still going to hit an all-time high by year end, which I think is
really no pumpkin.
My other best
Who's
friend
that?
for a really long time, which is you. You're like,
I mean, I love whoever that is, but that is some fucking optimism.
Yeah, well, he's great. He's a good guy.
I mean, yeah, dude, I want that person to be correct a lot because it would be nice for wax to not be fucking 5 cents. It's terrible.
But like you said, it's good because some of the demos that have went out, there's a few community events that are happening over in the UpLift test server. Anyone can just go in and do stuff. We're bringing out new stuff all the time. Last week I think was the first actual robot fight club inside the test net, right? Like they did that, and it was really cool. So there's some interesting things happening,
right? Yeah, what else is going on? I mean, yeah, it really. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we should go over the DAO votes. The DAO.
Yeah, I got them all lined up.
Sweet,
like almost prepared, as it were. All right, let's do it. Love the birds in the background. So, this one, rewards committee restructuring. Proposal is going to end any current rewards committee appointments. It's then going to recognize Modded Outlaw and myself as co-chairs of the committee. Basically, we're going to start contemplating how to run active rewards through Mindtest and Minecraft. And we'll figure all that stuff out. There's lots of stuff to figure out, which is going to be really fun. And Modded Outlaw has been really, really incredible for our community. If you guys don't know, go to the DAO, check out the website that he's built. Pretty sure we linked to it from our website. It's like got a leaderboard already from the stuff we were doing on Minecraft, and there's a leaderboard from Mindtest. He's just been making all these really amazing tools, right? So we're going to co-chair this. The bursary for that is going to be 1,500 UDT and 250 shards a week. And I'm going to donate mine to Modded Outlaw because he's fucking awesome. So yeah, this passed by a shit ton.
Yeah, he's been doing some cool things on a lot of levels, actually. Like he's got a tracking system that he's built out that people can view, right? Like a leaderboard type of scenario.
Yeah, and he actually authored one of the proposals that is going to come up that was actually a little bit controversial, which was kind of fun. I didn't get a chance to vote on it. I'll talk about how I would have voted with my player account when we chat about it. But we're really taking an eye at making the Upliftium economy something that is so powerful that people are clamoring to buy land to get in on the action. That's sort of the top layer of where we want to be, just because I still believe in play and earn. I think it's a really interesting way to move civilization forward. And like the fact that it's like having a down moment, I could not care less. Like these things happen all the time. The problem with the hype cycles that get really, really, really excitable is they come back down to earth. Cool. Now we get to rebuild, get back to the fun of it, get back to figuring out how to enmesh this in a scenario that really works for people long term, right? So we're gonna be working on that. I think one of the first things we're going to take a look at doing is dusting off my cap deflationary plan for UpLiftDAO. So anyway, I'm excited to work with him. He's just incredible. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So the Mindtest direction confirmation. There was, I guess, some open questions from the last vote that we took on this. It's really taking a look at all the things that we're developing for the first map that we're going to release on Mindtest. Is going to be a standalone. It's going to be survival. It's going to have just a metric crap ton of stuff nobody's ever seen us do before. There's going to be Upliftium transfers. There's like an Upliftium and basically bank machine inside the game. There's going to be battle robots that you can buy with Upliftium. There's going to be all sorts of new kind of mineable things. There's going to be new kind of blendable things. Like there's going to be a lot going on there. And then after we're done that, I think the So people can read through the plan. So for the ones that we first released, we're not going to have a wax sale. Instead, we want to make sure those who are active in the DAO world get a free plot, with additional plots likely made available through blends. If you have shards or whatever, you'd be able to do that. And of course, you can always take the land that you have now on the Wax blockchain and sort of recycle that in for shards if you want to, which will allow people to get down on that. So anyway, we were just kind of confirming all the things that we've been discussing in the DAO proposal channel, and so that passed overwhelmingly. Anyway, Jimmy, any thoughts on this whole situation?
No, I mean, I think the people who have been, testing out Mindtest have done an incredible job to showcase some really cool things.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of gamification that can be thrown in there that maybe wasn't possible before in Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be interesting to see people's reactions to how it's different, but how it still upholds the same kind of values as the first iteration of it over on
my I this actually became controversial too for some reason. J-Rob was
I might have been at fault for that.
What's that?
I might have been at fault for that.
Fucking Jimmy. I mean, I put my player account. I think I voted on. Oh, you know what? Because I split my vote. I put in half for Evolution, half for New Canada, because it's just too funny. Like the New Canada would be hilarious. Anyway, so for this initial new Mindtest map, it's going to be called the Boonies, and apparently, if you're from Ontario or wherever J-Rob's from, the Boonies is bad.
No, the Boondocks is I don't know, man. I think the Boonies is hilarious, and I like it. And this is totally. I can tell you what happened. I voted on this proposal, and I voted on 6 different things. But I voted. I think I voted 5 or 6 times on the proposal because I didn't want to outweigh any one thing, right? And
yeah.
Okay, well that's kind of fair enough. And
no, you spread whoever this team person is that the 3.3? Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, but I mean, you spread it around, and that's the thing. The team could have voted way more if they wanted to, and
I was actually surprised that more of the team didn't.
Right.
I like the Asteria as well. I like Asteria.
Yeah, me too. New skis. I don't even know what that's about, but I'm
I thought that was New Skies.
Oh, probably. That makes more sense. I would have always said New Skis though, no matter what. Melon World? That's funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and this is the thing, I was being super positive about it because it's kind of how I want to roll. But this to me is a really fun example of the DAO, because the DAO is going to, you will get interesting results sometimes. And some people might see those as constraints. And I'm just going to always choose, if even remotely possible, this definitely is, to just take it and run with it, right? This was the will of the DAO. If we had really felt strongly about it in a different way, you should have fucking done different things. You could have bought more, UpLift DAO token. You could have, lobbied one of the team members to vote, whatever. If you really care about it, there's ways to affect change in this. And so I'm just great, we're the Boonies now. It's fucking rock and roll. It's just, I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm not so far from J-Rob maybe, but I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. There is another TV show called The Boondocks, pretty hilarious, but that's more pretty it's funny.
It is. All right. So this is a final additional NFT for burning land keys. I didn't actually really even dig into this. I'm gonna go. So what? Add one additional NFT land seal. Oh, this was Dennis's idea. So add a land seal, basically a kind of an art or a memorabilia NFT to every burn land key for shards blend. So again, I was saying you could take an old wax land NFT, you could blend it now, you could trade it in basically for shards. That's it. If you need some shards to get a new piece of land in Mindtest or in Minecraft somewhere else or whatever, you'll be able to do that. So currently, it does not matter which land key you burn for shards. It would be nice to add more meaning to the action of burning key to a particular world. So, you could basically, if you burn one from gratitude, you'll get a little seal from gratitude, just a little marker NFT. So the options that we could have voted on: add the new NFTs to the current upcoming land keys for shards, blend recipes, add the NFTs to the current and upcoming land keys for shards, blend recipes, and drop the respective seal NFTs to people who have burned land for shards in the past. Do nothing, issue no additional NFT, and then how rollout in case of results. He basically walks through all that kind of stuff. So what won on this one? It was actually like a pretty close vote. So what was it? Add NFTs plus retro.
Yeah, I think that was the one that won.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that is add the NFTs to the current and upcoming land keys for blends and drop their respective seal NFTs to people who have burned land shards for in the past. Oh, so basically do it retroactively as well. I get it. Okay, so if you've done this, then you're going to get a seal NFT as well. Because I don't think there's been like a ridiculous number of them. So I would have voted for that, I think. Defaulting to trying to benefit the people that have kind of been through us through this season kind of never hurts my feelings.
Yeah, I just split mine down the center because I don't know.
All right. So so Dennis and Chris voted with their player accounts. I would have voted on this and probably doubled the yes vote on this. So anyway, let me read through this because this is kind of important. So this proposal is to remove all unclaimed Upliftium from accounts with deactivated miners. So there's currently about 2.7 billion claimable Upliftium in the system that people haven't touched yet. Right, so that's people that have all of these NFTs in their wallet and they've never come to claim them, or they haven't in many months since before we turned on the stopping the claim if you haven't claimed in 30 days or whatever, right? So the peak was around 3.1 billion claimable. Miner deactivation solved a big problem by stopping accumulation of unclaimed Upliftium and dead accounts. Basically meaning if you don't click now in a month, like every 30 days, it just stops, right? So the amount has flatlined to around 2.7. The intent of this proposal is to zero the remaining unclaimed amount in these inactive accounts. So basically, you could vote on, but burn after 90 days, leave it unclaimed, burn after 30 days, burn after 60 days, right? So I would have actually done this longer had I written the proposal myself, but I didn't, and I'm really excited about that. It was Modded Outlaw that threw this up, and hats off for taking the initiative. 90 days will be fine, I think, right? So it's just like an in-game thing that if you don't use it, it kind of makes sense that as a DAO, we can vote to make changes on that. If you want it in your wallet, it would be in your wallet. So Jimmy, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't vote because I think I'm a little bit in the minority on this. Like, I don't think that we should ever zero anyone's count out. I think I'm a big fan of you have to click a button every month.
Yeah,
that's
right.
great.
Well, and then I think from this point, people will then accumulate that month worth or whatever. But I think like there's a lot of, because of the way we do it, you never had to stake the NFTs, right? So if you have the NFTs in your wallet, it just accrues.
Right.
But
so like that's why I like you have to do it every month, right?
Right.
I don't like what happens if you're away for 90 days in the future and you
but that's now you only have a month or whatever, right? Like we're not like, I don't think we'll ever do this again. Right? This is basically just a reset to clean the decks from, however many debt accounts there are. And that's just debt, right? Because as an example, let's say we pass my cap the deflationary Upliftium idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't do this. Now there's the constant sell pressure uncertainty of we do all this work to create value around the token, and it starts to do well, and land starts to do well or whatever. And somebody comes and has a debt account that has like a 500 million Upliftium in it, they could just crush the token price, right? They haven't been around for a gazillion years. They didn't even know it was coming, blah, 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 right? They're not an active member of the community. They're not who we're doing this for. They're not using Upliftium in game, right? They're just not active. And that I think situation has always been that, it's an in-game asset until you buy an NFT with it, basically, and then you can come out and people are talking about oh my goodness, Liftium, yada yada. Liftium isn't ours. We didn't do that, right? Like, it's amazing and we use it, but it's sort of but I didn't vote in either. I would, and I kind of should have. I think to actually just have put some weight on this because I think it's a good idea. But I definitely see the other side of this argument, right? Like the idea that we don't necessarily want to have the political fallout or whatever of making this call. But the fact of the matter is, the DAO can do whatever it wants. And if people want to control how the DAO operates and put leverage on it, buy some UDT, because I sure fucking did. And that was after spending the amount of money that it would take most people to buy a house on buying the company. So what are you gonna do?
And scene.
Okay. I think reasonable people could disagree, but this is what the DAO did, and we're gonna roll with it. That's basically, I guess, kind of where I'm at.
No, and I think, that's the other thing too, right? Like, there's no abstain on here, so I didn't vote. I was like, I can see both sides as you can, right?
Yeah.
But
yep. So I think it's now, I think, responsibly on us to make sure that everybody has ample notice, right? Like, we'll put it in regular rotation in the socials, and get the newsletter going, and send that out on there, get it up on the blog, blah 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 blah, right? Like, we'll give everybody ample time to show up over the next 90 days and grab it, and then they'll be able to grab it. So Steve, thanks for popping in, man. So Steve said, I voted no, but I see the benefit of the community. It just feels like we're messing with others' assets. Yeah, I mean, it's not your asset, so you take it out. That's sort of, but I get it, right? Like, it's sort of, it's a little semantics. But yeah, no, I definitely see both sides of it. But I guess where I sort of default is benefiting the members of the community that are here in this moment, and setting us up so that we can make really powerful changes to the internal game economy to increase confidence in it long term. And having that hanging out there would just be a huge potential detriment. So, but again, I do see the other side of the argument. All right, well, there you go. I didn't vote. The DAO spoke. Now we'll just make it happen, and what will come will come.
No, but yeah, like, there's some exciting things been happening too. There's a new event. It's called Run for Mio. That's been started in the test server as well, which is going to be kind of cool. People are doing that. So definitely go and check out, the mind test events that are happening almost every week now. And we've still got events happening over on Save Borvalis and other things like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But also, I've actually been republishing. I've actually been publishing some articles that were kind of unpublished sitting in our archives recently of some things, because I got thinking about it, and there's a good chance that some of these monuments in some of our old regions on Minecraft, they might get burnt, they might get destroyed for shards, and those monuments will be gone. So if you have if you stuff like that, put them all up on the blog, right? Like,
if you excuse me, fucking cough is still here, man.
That sucks.
If you trade in land for shards, we don't flatten that land automatically, do we?
I don't know.
I don't think we do.
We probably don't. You're probably right. We probably don't.
I want to check, because I honestly I don't.
But we do have the land recycling program.
We do have that, so you could do that, right? So, and obviously, if somebody else buys the land, then those builds would definitely go the way of the dodo, if they wanted them to. But yeah, so I'm just gonna show the blog up there, because the work that you do on this is freaking rad.
Well, and then shout out to Devonia. Devonia 59 has been a master photo shooter for all the events. So
that's awesome. So yeah, Alpha features the article on that. The Tub Gallery, it's just always good. I miss that. I haven't been there in a long time. That Grow Your Base was one of the first videos that came out. Actually, was the Grow Your Base company actually made one, and it looked really good.
Right.
The new hotels, all the things that Mitzi are doing in the thing now is it's all in Mind Test. built this awesome building and was showing me around a little bit. I need to do some more shows with her so she can give me a tour of a lot more of the stuff. There's people are, community members are in there building. Anyone can go in there and build. You just hop in our Discord and find out how. You can hop in and mess around in our test server. The only thing we ask is that you definitely respect everyone else's builds. Like land NFTs aren't working there, right? There's no property rights, and we should have like asking people to be cool, which they have totally been, as far as I know. Like it's been a really good thing. So tell me about this Ocean of Gratitudes thing. This thing looks a little familiar. Like maybe somebody we know built it.
Yeah, so that's the gratitude monument on the Jenner EOS, plot on Genesis, and I had a bunch of images of all the gratitudes, and it was built up out of glass, and it goes all the way to the seafloor, so it's all like this whole underwater weird thing, and I had a bunch of images, so I decided to throw them together. This is like from
love it.
The end of the last bear market. Those are the people that were on the show, and I just thought this deserves to be out there as an article, right?
That's cool.
But yeah.
Awesome. All right, man. I have to go and deal with this cough now because I can feel it starting to come back more. So I'm gonna roll. But thank you so much, Jimmy, for taking the time in the afternoon to come and do that. And Steve, thanks for watching and yeah, I think productive disagreement is going to be the lifeblood of the DAO, and I think we're getting better at that all the time. I certainly feel like I'm getting better at it because for a while there where things were shitty, I was a little prickly.
Yeah,
I gotta own that. I mean, that's like I feel like the DAO has just selfishly has sort of given me space to because now it's like if somebody disagrees with us and wants to have real strong opinions about it, I'm like, cool, where's your DAO proposal? That's where it ends, right? Because they're not gonna go make a proposal. They never do. But I really want them to. Like, I'm dead serious about wanting them to, because if the community then goes, no, this is absolutely what we need, watch how fast I change my mind.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting point about governance for sure.
Yeah, so it's it's an interesting sort of pressure release valve, and you'll see like the people that have strong opinions about it, that are in voting, that are in like I really genuinely want to see more proposals from members of the community, and I hope to see that soon. Hopefully we can inspire more of that. Anyway, I'm gonna go lay down now. God damn it.
See you next time on the Uplift.